So, tell me about yourself.
Unfortunately, many applicants fail this question. So don't let that be you. Executive summary, present, past, future. That's your template for answering this question. 4 parts, 4 sentences-ish that will kick off the interview on the right note. In this video, we'll go over each part in depth with examples for what a strong answer might look like. And stick around to the end of this video where I'll share some extra tips straight from the recruiters themselves. This is the first video of our interview question series. We'll take an in-depth look into the most commonly asked questions that are also the most difficult to answer well. If there's a specific question you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about it as soon as I can. So let's get started with answering the question, tell me about yourself. You start off with the executive summary. This is your bread and butter. If the interviewer hears only this sentence, it should be enough for them to place you in their minds. An executive summary sentence is exactly as it sounds. It's a sentence that sums up the most important tidbit of information about you that you want them to walk away with. Do not make the mistake of overlooking this simple yet powerful sentence. Put some real thought into this because it's what ties together the other parts of your answer. A weak executive summary might sound something like, I love YouTube videos. Can you guess the most glaring issue? Yep, it doesn't do much to help you stand out. Nothing about I love YouTube videos is special, nor does it really tell them anything about you. An opening sentence like this requires additional work to help make an impact, which defeats the purpose of having an executive summary. Remember, this is the one part of your answer that should be able to stand up on its own. Instead, try something like, I've mastered the craft of video storytelling on YouTube. Unlike I love YouTube videos, this opener immediately grabs your attention and tells them everything they need to know about me, someone who's an expert at making compelling YouTube videos. The pro tip here is to ask yourself, what is the one thing about me that I want them to remember? Whatever it is, that is the core of your executive summary. Sometimes you might run into the problem of having too many qualities that you want to get across. In that case, go back to the job listing and find the first written requirement or responsibility for that role. This is usually the most important thing that a recruiter will be looking for. So all you have to do is to make sure that the takeaway addresses this. So in my example, if the job is looking for a creative storyteller, then my executive summary sentence would be great. And remember, always refer back to the role and the company. While your answers follow the same template, the content should be flexible and aligned with what you think the recruiter is looking for. Moving on, we have the present. This part is pretty straightforward. Simply talk about your current job, what you're doing now, and how it relates back to the role you're interviewing for. This part can be a couple of sentences, but keep it to 2 or 3 maximum. Focus on any recent major accomplishments and structure this part using the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result. You want to keep things brief, but to the point. The STAR method helps you organize your answer in a way that is both concise and memorable. Following my executive summary, I could say something like, working within a small team, I'm responsible for overseeing end-to-end video production, and the latest series brought in 20% more viewers to the channel. Keep things straight and to the point without embellishing anything. The key here is to give them one compelling piece of information about your current job that relates back to the position you're interviewing for. Context matters. The pro tip here is do not read from your resume. Whatever piece of information you end up using for the present needs to be unique from your resume. Remember, the recruiter probably already read through your resume, or they even have it right in front of them. This answer is an opportunity to share something new, something recent, something not on your resume. Alternatively, let's say nothing noteworthy happened and you're forced to talk about a recent accomplishment that is on your resume. Try your best to provide new context to what happened. Your resume should be pretty brief with a bunch of bullet points, so there's nothing wrong with using this part to elaborate on what happened. Just make sure it's new, useful, interesting information and that you're not just paraphrasing. The next part, the past, follows exact same rules, but instead of a recent accomplishment, focus on how you came to your current job. Speak about your journey and tie in any relevant experiences that relate to the job that you're trying to get. Avoid repeating stuff that's already on your resume. And again, if you don't have anything new to add, try to provide more context to stuff that's already on the resume instead of regurgitating it. So for example, I could say, my previous experience in consumer research helped me understand exactly what people want. I know what sells and what keeps viewers engaged. Your goal here should be to tie the past to the present. And the pro tip here is to use this chance to explain any gaps in your resume or tie in together different experiences. This is a great opportunity to provide additional context that is unexplored in your resume. You can also use this to subtly guide the recruiter to focus on your strongest past experiences. Odds are, if you mention a specific job here, the recruiter will have follow-up questions after you finish. By the way, one key part of all this is how you deliver your answers. Confidence is key, and this is something that only comes with practice. This is especially true for one-way interviews, where you're just recording your answer and don't get any feedback from the recruiter. After this video, make sure to check out tryvoomer.com. You can practice on questions for thousands of companies and you'll get AI-powered feedback on your answers, so you can quickly improve and boost your confidence before the interview. Last but not least, we have the future. Here is where you tie everything together. Go into what you're looking to do next and why you are a perfect fit. Keep it short and sweet, but remember to bring it back to the company and role you are applying to. This is where you show that you've done your homework on the company and are the perfect candidate. Highlight specific things about the job or company that made you want to apply in the first place. Remember, the recruiter will likely ask you to elaborate on your answer, so pick talking points that you're confident in answering. For example, if you really love that the company is growing in a direction that you're excited about, mention that in your answer. Pro tip here is to avoid including something just for the sake of including it. You might end up having to justify what you just said. As always, it's best just be honest and stick to what you know well. Putting everything together, a strong answer should look something like this. I've mastered the craft of storytelling on YouTube. Working within a small team, I'm currently responsible for overseeing end-to-end video production. The most recent video series I produced brought in 20% more viewers to the channel. My previous experience as a consumer behavior researcher helped me understand exactly what people want. I know what sells and what keeps people engaged. And I'm excited to bring this knowledge to Voomer in order to create a cohesive viral marketing campaign across all social media platforms. I love to have the opportunity to influence how users engage with our brand story. Pro tip here is to keep your answer short and sweet. Try and keep it below 60 seconds. Any longer and you run the risk of rambling and losing the recruiter. Now that you have a template, let's dig into why recruiters ask this question and, more importantly, what they're looking for. Use this information to craft a strong answer. The why is quite simple. They want to kick off the interview with something simple that will help break the ice and at the same time give them a little bit of information about you. Your typical structured interview will have a set amount of questions that the interviewer wants to ask you, and then potentially a couple of probing questions according to what you answered. A great interview should feel like a conversation. Think of it like a coffee date. They're just trying to get to know you. From your answer, they will ask additional questions and keep things feeling more like a back and forth rather than an interrogation. Through this process, interviewers look for three main things. Number one, competencies. These are the skills and abilities you need to accomplish your job. This video covers competencies in more depth and why they are so important. Number two, hard skills. Depending on the role that you're applying for, the interviewer needs to verify that you have provable skills like programming, or if you are up to date with certain certifications. And three, confidence. Delivery matters. And I'm not talking about Amazon. How you deliver your answers matters a big deal. You seem unsure of your answers? How many mms and likes did you use? Are you clear and concise with your words? Remember, this is their first impression of you. The majority of recruiters will already have a decision in mind after hearing your answers. They'll either be interested in probing you to see if you're the right fit or rush through the interview because you're a lost cause. There really is no in between, and it's incredibly hard to salvage the interview if you get off to a bad start. So while this seems like an innocent enough question, the implications are immense. Don't underestimate its importance, and it's not a surprise why many interviewers and hiring managers use this question as an icebreaker. Mastering the template answer for this question is just the beginning. You need to practice and do your homework. While you can reuse a template for every interview, the content should be flexible. And remember, to make sure you have a strong answer, check out tryvoomer.com, where you can get AI-powered feedback on your answer so you can confidently ace your interview and land that dream job. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and I'll get back to them in about a day. And as usual, good luck with your interview. Check out the rest of our channel for more interview tips, including things such as improving your camera and audio setup.